Here, Pearl. Lay down.
Ravens live.
Ravens live. Ravens live. Ravens live.
What? Yo, over there established. Yeah, dog.
Todd
49ers.
Bowles, Bucks on the road in Indianapolis. That's what they said. The latest. Let's look at what's going on right now. The nation's most dangerous prospect with a background in wrestling and MMA, Dale McKinney looks to channel his aggression and technique into becoming a top right guard in the upcoming NFL draft. Archives last week, latest. Bucks are underdogs on the road for a reason. Oh shit. Not sure who's to start. I'm not sure who's to start. Some free advice. Go with the starters for the Cardinals. Chargers could put up some points on the road this week. Opposing quarterbacks are now targeting strong safety Courtney Hughes. A rapid fall down the DB rankings is next. Oh my God, he must not be that guy on the ball in memory of. Najee Harris is running through holes you could drive a truck through. Seriously, Najee Harris is running through less sloppy arm tackles. Running through these sloppy arm tackles. JoJo Galloway should be waiting for a thank you card from his quarterback. Okay. Congrats, Eagle fans. What the Eagles do. What a game by Jalen Hurts. What got into Jalen Hurts today? Uh-oh. Great day for Lamar Jackson. 354 yards. That hitch and go by Brian Meeks left the defender on the ground, allowing for an easy 81-yard reception. Yes, sir. Ha. Huge game from Farley Gumby. He's got the Colts on their heels. Okay. You should have started Farley Gumby today, but you already know that. Yep. Ex-Raven. Farley Gumby cannot be stopped. Ex-Raven. The Commanders defense put on a show at home with 7 takeaways against MIA. Really? Bryce Farrell had a rough game, fumbling 2 times. Finesse 2 times in a loss if you could have those back. Man, I'd say Kyler Murray had things figured out this week. 658 passing yards, fifth most in a single game. God damn.
Damn.
Can never have enough depth at wide receiver for fantasy purposes. Early Bird proved that. Shootout ends with Kai Fo and Terrell Moon both finishing with over 400 yards passing. God damn. I don't get that when I play the Broncos. Where that should be at. New England's come to play by snatching up 6 turnovers for the home crowd against Dallas. Nephew beat up Onk. Mike Cubbage is seeing the entire field right now. What a performance. Yeah, he on fire right now. That motherfucker made me concede at halftime. Touchdown. Beautiful throw by Mike Cubb. That was behind the scenes news too. Oh my God. You see that game? Bet the Saints have seen enough of Trevor Lawrence, huh?
Oh shit.
It was an individual showcase by Dwight Barkley today. Hashtag special. Dwight Barkley sighting. Hey, Michael. No quitting Clements or a trap this week. Felt like whoever got the ball last would win. What's going on with Buffalo? They on tank mode right now?
Yeah.
What are the Packers doing out there? They're going to lose this game. Browns went into Green Bay and sent the crowd home in shame after forcing 3 turnovers. Hashtag statement. He
Oh.
drafted a defense. Is it working over there? Spencer Cameron with another reception. We know that's the go-to over there. Rough day for Elway. Sacked 4 times by the Rams. Can't feel good. The better they better put somebody on DK Metcalf that can cover him. Oh God, Demario Williams, another Raven. His defense definitely my player of the week. Yes, sir. 17. Petey Jones is flying all over the field for the Panthers. They just over there loaded. Flat out loaded over there. I love watching New York's Matt Clements play. Dude is so talented. We starting to see a Matt Clements sighting. I think this man been playing his game. He deserves his X Factor now. Kyler Murray is the player of the week, right? It's not even close. Makes sense that the Broncos are moving Keith Black to defensive tackle after the scheme change. Ain't that a linebacker? The fuck?
The fuck?
These niggas do anything, bro. The Broncos DBs are ball hawks. Be careful around those guys. How about the Vikings defense and their rate this season? They're making opposing QBs look foolish. Now, look, that's the start and stop point right there. Because I was like, God damn, you already know he going wide receiver or DB. Is the fact that they saying they intercepted their interception rate is high this season. They're making opposing QBs look foolish. That a statement to shut the fuck up, Ant, when it comes down to the draft and who get drafted where, when, and how, and who they pick. When the news and guys are tweeting out there about the Vikings secondary, that's a statement. That's another one of those. That's twice. That's twice I had a problem with what the Vikings did in the draft, and twice he shut me up. Should I be shutting the fuck up? We're gonna have a segment called "Shut the Fuck Up, Ant." Right now, shut the fuck up, Ant. So what's going on in Minnesota to be able to get me on some shut the fuck up, Ant shit? So let's go take a look at see what's happening over in Minnesota. The Vikings. What we got going on our defense, Snake? Why should I shut the fuck up? Now, who they draft? They had the number 9 pick, I think, right? This draft.
uh,
They had the number 9 pick this draft. So let's see what they got going on. Well, we know Lewis Sign has been a dog since 2022. We know that. Rudy Man was
yeah.
one of the fastest corners to ever get drafted, but they went and got Deion McIntyre. He only got 3 picks on the year right now, 38 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. We're going to talk about the top 10 guys that came out of the draft this draft. And we want to talk about what they doing, if they bust or bust or they dogs, dog or bust, dog or pup, whatever you want to call it, right? So to do that, you got to start at number 1 with the Arizona Cardinals, right? You go there first, and you go see what the bloodline is doing over there, right? And when you look at interception rates right now, so we're looking at Isaiah Simmons is coming alive in the 7th season. Jermaine Porter, the guy that got redshirted last year at 6'4", 223 pounds out of Oregon. Oregon been putting out a lot of good safeties, bro. I will say that, and it started with the Dolphin safety over there with Highland. And then, guys coming out of Oregon, pretty solid. That's a good draft spot when it comes down to DBs. Cole Barton was the number 10th pick in his draft class, top 10 pick. He's over there now. He's there, number 1 corner over there. But we're looking for Champ Bailey. So let's talk about Champ Bailey right now. We're in week 11. Champ Bailey is holding on to 27 tackles, a sack and a half, 1 tackle for loss, 2 INTs, 4 deflections. He only got allowed 1 catch on him so far this season. And does he have a touchdown? No. All right. For the number 1 pick overall in this draft, what's at this point, week 11, dog or pup?
Uh,
I would like to say this when
He
it comes
just in
down to
a
the
good enough
corners,
situation over there. Team 9-0, so he playing in the system.
right? And then
System.
and then it's stats that you can't account for on the stat line that tells you how good a corner actually playing over there. But for him to be the number one overall pick and where he's at right now at week 11, how do you feel about him? Like, do you feel like you know he's playing good football?
I mean, he's not the number one or the number two cornerback over there, so he's getting. I mean, that production, he got him number 4. Dang, he got him forfeiting over there, so he's getting good production out of him. He's doing what he's asked to do right now. He
Now,
playing in the
is that
slot
a problem though
slot
for
role.
you? Being picked number one. I mean, this is not a guy that had a losing record that had the number one pick. This is a guy that made trades, sent players and draft pick to get back to that, to get down to that number one pick, to go get a guy like Champ Bailey. Is that a guy that should be at your one or two right away? Uh, like just because of what you did, what you gave up to come down there to go get this player, or you
I would
think it's the Arizona system?
I would think, but I mean, like his system is cool. He got him in there as coming in a slot and slot situation, so he's bringing them along. He got that luxury over there. They 9-0 at home. I can't say nothing about this system.
And at the same time, you got to think about it, bro. He's playing. No matter if he's in the slot or outside, he's on the
Right,
field right now. And usually,
playing.
you don't get that out of the Cardinals. Not a lot of guys get drafted and be put on the field to play right away for this Arizona Cardinals team. They do. They got the farm system of developing before they let them play. I mean, Cole
That's what.
Barton took about two, almost 3 seasons before we started to really see him blossom into what he is right now. But these guys sitting on the edge right now with 6'2", right? You got Champ Belly who's 6'2". I don't even see the other Molin right here, 6'2". I mean, their cornerback room is tall and fast.
I mean, but that's something that he does. He does very well. Like I said, come the end of the year, he always got his whole team morale high as hell. Another situation where he's getting that cornerback some burn. He's not starting and he's getting snaps. So
Right. I'm not mad at him. I just know if we're gonna go through the top 10 and we're probably gonna see some better numbers. And I'm gonna
but
explain some
when
things
it's
too.
time, he'll be ready.
Right. Right. When it comes down to being on the front stage, right away on the stage to be able to, the lights are bright. I think Champ Bailey will be fine by the time they get to playoff football. All right. So the number two overall pick in the draft was Reggie White Jr. and he went to the Kansas City Chiefs. And they're, in my opinion, I think the Chiefs are doing a pretty solid job and where they're playing him at when it comes down to personnel. They play a lot of D tackle and D end with him. They move him around. I think they got comfortable with their front four at this point now, and they move him around a lot. So in some formations when they got forward down linemen, he playing D tackle. So when we look at tackle for losses, let's go there first. And
And
we're
but
looking at
and I'm looking at his depth chart. He's not starting. He as a second D tackle.
right. But if
Right,
when well, I just played him, when I played him, I think he should be on the field no matter what. Like he should be starting
right.
D in and moved around. But when I played him, he was on the field damn near every snap. He just moved him around. He had him a lot of formation
He got
subs
him.
with him.
He got him at a formation, so the rush D tackle spot,
Right.
but he got him the second rear D tackle, so maybe he moved right.
Now, with that being said, he has 30 tackles right now. He's second on the team with 10 tackles for losses, and he has 4 sacks right now through 11 games. How do you feel about Reggie White Jr.?
That's great production. You have some vets that don't even have double digit tackles for loss. I mean, personally, I like to see D linemen at least double digits tackles for loss or double digit sacks. It's
Yeah,
wonderful, and they top tier defensive linemen. I feel they have double digit tackle for loss and sacks. But as long as I'm saying at least that production in one, that's great production.
and that's my favorite stat line on defense, tackle for losses. So he's sitting at number two on the team with 10, and he got 4. And I would say this: the play the bringing him in, you're starting to see fifth year George Karlaftis starting to come alive a little bit with 37 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, and then you got Otis Gaines in his third season with 12 sacks right now, 12 tackles for losses. So You're starting to see some D line play out of this team over there. So, in your
Oh,
opinion, is
just
Reggie White doing good for the number two pick?
Uh, yeah, I think it's solid production from him.
I don't
Um,
think out of either first or second pick we saw so far, we haven't really seen dog. And again, you don't know the effect they actually have on a game unless we watching all the games. Like when I put a highlight together, a hitter does hit an alleyway, and we single out a team or a player, and we get to show what he's doing game in and game out. Like how good is actually Champ Bailey in a game where he wiping out a receiver, not letting them get open, things like that that you don't account for when you're just looking at the stat line. And I think I,
and
I
then
can
a
say
lot of
this.
times, we halfway through the season, so it's just now getting enough rep. A lot of these rookies just now getting enough reps about at this point in the season just to really get a real feel for some of these
Right,
guys
right.
and get them a little quarter to the NFL game.
Yeah, I agree. Now, again, I haven't seen anything where we can be like, goddamn dog yet, but we seeing good play out of these guys, and you're seeing these guys being utilized a lot, part far as personnel. So shout out to Chiefs, shout out to the Cardinals. Now, the number three pick, we got to go to the offensive side of things and take a look at the receiver, the 6'7" freak that, in my opinion, because he ran a 4.4, jumped him into the top 10 because of that size production that you're going to get when it comes down to the Cleveland Browns. Look, man, their guy over there is Cameron. We know that. Right now, 66 catches, 933 yards on the season right now. He almost averaging 100 yards a game. He only had 4 touchdowns, but he did that last year. His production and catching and yards was solid, but his touchdowns were a little low, in my opinion, for a guy that gets the ball as much as he do and get as many targets as he do. I will say this. I think Mike Evans, coming over there at the latter of his career and playing the tight end role for the Browns is really increased their offense level when it comes down to the passing game. It seemed like he's almost figuring some things out over there. But I will say this: when I played the Browns, I thought, I thought the way he played, all the attention goes to Spencer Cameron. I thought Gabriel would have had, would have had a lot more targets, especially playing against me. Like at one point, I just zeroed in on wherever Cameron was. We just covered over there, and with that being said, Gabriel, 24 catches, 349 yards, 14.5 yards a pop, 2 touchdowns. How do you feel about that? A guy who in my opinion, moved up the draft board, moved up everybody's draft board once the combine, once he had that 4.45 40-yard dash time. I think, at 6'7", 235 pounds. I think he moved up to everybody's draft board. So I'm not mad at him going in the top 10. I don't know about three, but top 10, I'm not mad because I think the combine numbers with that size jumped his value up. And we get that every year. You get a guy that just have a great combine that's going to jump up the draft board. You'll see it in real draft as well. All right,
And we
so
would have liked to see the Browns go a little different direction. They constantly stick to the script of drafting wide receivers with their first pick. So it's like we've also seen some There's this team looking for a quarterback earlier in the year. So I'm not sure like what's going on with the offense. Saw that heavy monster emoji in the chat earlier. So but he said he was labbing on something. So I mean, I guess we should just stay tuned to be Gabriel. See Gabriel. We really looking for big things from him.
and while we're looking, that means if we're looking for it, that's because we ain't seeing it right now. So again, I ask you, is this the first player that we think is not achieving uh, his pick, like the where he got picked at, he's not achieving he's not playing up to where he got picked at. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think we'd expect to see when you go this high, we expect to see a little bit more from him.
Hmm.
But I mean, he's getting used, but you just got to see a little bit more from him. Like you say, you go sign a veteran like Mike Evans in free agency as well, who requires targets.
Hmm.
And it ain't that many targets to go around
And right
for the
after Cameron takes up all the targets, then you got Mike Evans next in production, right? Because he got 32 catches. We do got Junior Brown playing pretty solid too with 25. And then look,
right
remember these receivers came out of the same draft class. Junior Brown and John Baker both came out of
Baker.
the same draft class. So when you look at the receiver, this I mean, if you really think about it, the Browns have an outstanding
Then they
receiving room.
still got Schwartz over
And they
there.
got
Like,
fast ass Schwartz running by shit. Look, 27.4
like,
yards a pop. So they using him as a deep threat for sure. 5 catches, 2 touchdowns. So again, I mean, this receiver room look good. My thing is, where does Gabriel fit in at? And I think they have the right formula for him. They just got to get him the ball a little bit more. So I'm not going to say he a pup or a bust or anything like that. I'm not even going to call him a great at it. Say
I
he had a
can't label
graveyard
him
spot.
right now.
I just think you just can't label him right now. But I will say this: he's not playing up to the number third pick in this draft. I will say that. Now the
Do the
one
Browns need to trade one of the guys?
I don't think they need to
A
trade him.
wide receiver? Just
I don't
maybe
think.
just trade a wide
I
receiver.
mean, maybe, but I don't think they need to.
Uh,
Here's why I don't
right.
think they need to. I like the receiver room. I think once he figures that offense out, because he has an offense nobody else is running, and when he understands how to run that offense over there, I think the weapons he got will be superb over there. It'd be hard to stop if he can absolutely
Love his
figure out and
receiver room.
master his offense. That offense will be hard to stop with the type of weapons he got. He got size, he got speed, he got mismatches everywhere and at that receiver room. I mean, his slot receivers, Junior Brown and John Baker are dogs. They're dogs in the slot. Again, if he can master that monster offense, if he can master that thing and understand how to attack the game and what he wants to do, play in and play out with it, I think he'll be a problem with this receiver room. Come on, bro, you can't tell me he can't with 6'6" and 6'7" on the outsides. Then you're dealing with 6'5" at the tight end up the seams. Then you got 6'2" Junior Brown and then 6 foot John Baker, both slots and very good possession and route running guys. So I like the offense. Again, I think Gabriel should have a little bit more production, and for him to be the number 3 pick overall, I don't think the production is adding up to you know
Number three pick.
to the anticipation of him being who he is at this point
But
right
we
now.
do
So
like the fact that we do see him being used. Period, though.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now,
Not totally mad because he got production spread out over here.
one of the most famous names in the draft was on defense, and that was Lewis, the linebacker. We know where his bloodline is and where he came from. And I would say absolutely for him to be the guy that, I guarantee you 32 teams had a target on that guy. I haven't heard a peep from him. I don't even know if he starts over there for the Texans. But I think we're going to line
Must
up.
be unlocked.
I think we're going to line up and see our first little graveyard situation going on over here when it comes down to him. I could be wrong, but like he's been one of the most quietest players on that we out of the top 10 so far. Look, he not even top 10 on his team as a tackler right now, as a starting middle linebacker for this team. I mean, I'm down in tackles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and they got a mean linebacker room. 21 tackles and one tackle for loss so far. He got 3 catches given up. And that's the only stat you've seen out of him. All right, so right now he's not having a good. I mean, look, bro, and the guy in front of him, Oscar Ayers, was the number one left. He was the number one right outside linebacker in the draft. Moody Lewis was the number one middle linebacker in the draft. I mean, these guys got some players over here, but like, come on, Snake, for Moody Lewis to be as highly talented and sought after as he was, is this a miss point right here at 4?
Don't think he's just not getting the snaps. Well, I mean, he got 4 about to unlock, but yeah, we definitely expect to see more from him. He's just a dog, flat out.
I mean, you
Don't
look.
matter if computer, sim, whatever. I did expect to see more from him.
He got
Like,
285 snaps right now. That tells me he ain't a starter right now. He's the number 2 middle linebacker on this team.
on
Um,
mine, it say 496. Say you need 4 snaps to unlock.
During a
no, I'm
pass-heavy
talking about
division,
downs played
Ravens
though.
let the
Oh,
blitz
downs
begin.
played though. Right. So that's probably some preseason snaps.
All right, somebody from the Tennessee fan base said he's in a pass. Let me read this. He said he's in a pass heavy division. I wouldn't expect that much from him. I would say, okay, I hear you, but then you look at the way Farley Gumby's been in the news playing. Then you have the running back over there from the Colts over there, and Jonathan Teller. And then you have the Jaguars running back. Now we know he catches the ball out the backfield a lot more than running, but I don't know. I
But
mean,
maybe he's saying that he don't got four linebackers on the field a lot, or and if he's not starting for real, then you know what I mean.
all right.
They
So
more have DBs and linebackers possibly right
are
now.
we being friendly and saying he right now? Because in my opinion, I think it's a graveyard spot right now. I think right now they're building the two. They got the tombstone ready, but they just didn't put it out yet. That's where
They
I think
got
we're at. Whatever.
they loaded on linebackers. I could just see a linebacker moving over here in the off
I
season.
definitely could see one moving. I try, and the one everybody gonna go after ain't gonna get it. So because if I
Right.
couldn't get it,
Agreed, but when we play the
you feel
Texans
me?
or
If I
Falcons,
couldn't
we
get
will
it,
know the
ain't
stats
nobody
against
getting
them.
that. So
They can go to the wrong one and shoot
and, yeah,
themselves in the foot.
and I went after three out of the five he got. I went after three. He told me no on all three of them motherfuckers. Nope, nope, and nope.
Dang.
Shot me down. Now Moody Lewis was the fourth overall pick. So the Cowboys had the fifth pick, and they picked John Farkas, another middle linebacker, actually the fastest middle linebacker in the draft, and then traded with the Ravens. So they sent John Farkas to the Ravens. So now let's look at the Ravens and see what John Farkas is doing. When you take a look at
Ravens
it,
always into something.
we always digging into something, right? All right, so he is one, two, three, four, five. He's the sixth. He's sixth in tackles on our team. 33. He has five tackles for loss, a half a sack, one INT on a year so far. And that about it. I would say at five. What you think? Now, I will say this. Um, we are in a lot of pass defenses over here, so he's not on the field a lot, in a lot. So if you look at the downs played, he has 324 snaps downs played right now. So I would say that's damn near. It's kind of starter numbers considering all my guys, but you can see the rotation in our guys where you see is a lot of close play snaps with each other. I don't know, bro. I think he's not. I don't think he's playing up to where he should be actually playing. Now I could say that. I'll actually say I think John Farkas is behind the eight ball right now for the number five pick. We got to get him on the field. We
And
got to
with
do a
that
little bit
being
more with
said,
him.
a lot of teams he would start. I mean, he's not that number one guy. Like, you got the luxury of not needing production right away. So it's
But
like with
Snake,
Champ, just like with Bailey
he
over there.
But Snake, he's playing right away though. He's a starter. He plays
Oh, okay.
the number two middle linebacker is him and Voorhees, that middle linebacker on his team. But the problem is when we in nickel and dime, we don't have he's not the linebacker on the field. We got one on the field and we go sub linebacker with our safety play. So he's not that guy on the field yet, although he's the fastest linebacker, middle linebacker we have. He's not on the field yet because we don't feel like he's ready to be that sub middle linebacker yet. Voorhees has that job. So with that being said, if it's a run formation and we're coming out run defense, a run formation defense, he's on the field. So he's a starter, Snake. So I'm gonna say he's not playing up to. I think he should be a little better here. I think this guy should be somewhere between 40 to 50 tackles right now, and definitely a lot more tackle for losses, or even in the interception games. He's a cover linebacker. He's a sprinter. This guy ran the 400 all throughout high school
He
and
can't
college,
get no
and was
burn
really
when
good at
Ravens
it.
blowing
He
out
can't get
teams
no
and
burn
people
when
don't
Ravens
mention
blowing
just
out
the
teams.
toss.
I've been getting my ass kicked. I had to concede. I conceded the game, all type of shit, bro. We struggling over here. How it ain't like it ain't what you think it is over here. We kind of struggling over this bitch. We got a whole bunch of new faces running around right now, man. We still trying to get this jail process together. But Snake, bro, I know he ain't. We not gonna sit here and call him a graveyard, but for us to make the move and trade for him, and he's six on the team in tackles right now, with five tackle for losses. I will say I feel like he's underachieving right now. How would you? Am I right? And yep, am I right or am I wrong? I'm being too harsh on him.
I mean, you'd have to tell me. I don't know how much you actually out there in the 3-4 is he actually on the field as opposed to
Nah, he not. He
how much production are you actually looking for him right now as a rookie? You're not looking for about where he at.
Yeah,
You
I'm looking
expecting a
for
whole lot
I'm
more.
well, nah, I'm not. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for him. I'm just looking for him to get game speed snaps. I'm looking for him to be that guy by the time we get in the playoffs, comfortable enough to better have him on the field doing some things we got Voorhees doing right now. I think he is a little behind because of that. Like I just think, we're 3-14, man. We love the 3-4. The problem is we haven't been playing a lot of teams that really run the ball, if you really think about it. Like we haven't really played. Only the Seahawks was the only one team that we played this year that's a runner. Everybody else flinging the ball over the park, so he ain't on the field as much as I would like for him to be. And because he's on the field in the 3-4, we're not comfortable when guys come out in 3 receivers and 4 receivers to stay in that 3-4 because we don't think he's smart enough yet or just understand the game and the speed to better cover some of the things that people got on the field. So I'm getting a lot of 3 and 4 receiver sets because we're getting guys that like to throw the ball. If you look at my schedule, we played one team this year that run the ball, and he was on the field a lot in that game. I will say. Um, let's see what he did in that game because that was one of the running games we had. Um, and in that game, look at the stat line. So you tell me, am I skitching or not? Maybe I'm being a little too harsh on him because we played a guy that ran the ball and he had 10 tackles, a tackle for loss, and a half a sack in that game.
At a game like that at all, his rookie year, good production.
Again, the Rams throw the football. The Browns throw the football. The Patriots throw the football. The Bengals run the football. He only had 3 tackles in that game. I think because of the score, they were in pass mode a little bit more. The Chiefs, throw the football. Bears, throw the football. Steelers, throw the football. Broncos kind of ran the ball more than he threw the ball when we play. So, but he's a thrower. So I would say the one game he had where we had a guy that would give his running back somewhere between 25 to 30 carries. Look at the production.
Or even though you traded for him, when you bring rookies in, your rookie philosophy a little bit different.
Hmm.
You look their rookie year, most of your rookies, you're looking to see flashes of them. He had a 10 tackle game, that's a flash,
Yep.
as opposed to a person somebody else we talking about in the top 10, they're needing to see production from them right away. So, like, I
Yeah.
can't,
So,
different a little
so I
bit.
think what you saying that I think we're being a little too harsh on him because when he had to play it, when he's on the field, you saw what he can do.
Yeah, and that's all you looking for from guys. You right now just looking to get guys gain speed and on the field a whole lot.
All right, that was number 5 pick. Number 6 pick, we stay right here in Baltimore and go to the most sought after running back in the draft. This was a fucking draft pickup right here.
Graveyard.
Is he in the graveyard?
Graveyard.
In the graveyard because you wanted it at. I don't
You
know.
got two top backs like that on the team.
He's second in carries.
Graveyard.
He's second in carries for the team. Israel has 116. He has 90. He averaged 8 yards a carry, 8 touchdowns on the year, 703 yards. I think for a backup running back, that's pretty solid stats right now. I don't think graveyard at all. In fact, I think he a fucking dog. And because Israel here, and because Taylor is still here, and Lamar is on the field, still able to run at 30 years old, I think he's doing a hell of a job. And the number 2, he actually moved up to the number 2 role and he ain't doing a bad job. I mean, out of 90 carries, he doesn't have a fumble, 19 broken tackles for a speed guy, and legit speed. 75 yards was his longest run, but he got about 6 of those. CJ Chewy coming. I'm telling you right now. Pause. Mm-mm-mm. All right, so
Nah, that's good shit.
he's
That's good
shitting.
shit out.
He is. All right, so let's go to the number 7 pick in the draft, and we got to go all the way over to ATL. And when we get to ATL, we're gonna stop on the defensive side of the things. And they went and got the next best DN in their opinion in the draft. Snake, I could argue you got the second best DN in the draft.
Um, yeah, that's definitely a good argument for it.
All right, so we looking.
Can't go wrong with the bloodline though.
And we looking for another right. We're looking for the bloodline. We're looking for that name. When you look at tacklers on the Atlanta Falcons team, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. So at number 2, they got 3 guys with 34 tackles. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's number 2. So then you'll say 4 is Terrell, 5 is Bond, 6 is Phillips, Murphy Bunton is 7, Spurlock and Bruce Smith are 8. So he's 8 on the team in tackles, 9 tackle for losses, and 1.5 sacks in his rookie year. Bruce Smith the third, 6'7", 275 out of Ohio State. How do you feel about him at pick 7? I think he's having a solid season. Now he's a starter though. Now he comes in. You got Ware. Now you're seeing Deshaun Ware and Bruce Smith the third as the 2 DNs. One is playing right, one is playing left. So he's a full-time starter right now. But how do you feel about that though, Snake? He only got 1.5 sacks, and he a tackle for loss, 1 tackle for loss away from having double digits. Um, Again, I'm gonna leave this up to you, Snake. He in your division. You play the guy. You played him twice, I think, already. Bruce Smith the third. What type of
Yeah,
impact does he have?
I think I like to me personally. I like to see on them defensive ends. I like to see double digit tackle for loss or double digit sacks.
Right.
So he's right around that. He's right around that threshold, and it's still halfway through the season.
If I'm the Atlanta
I
Falcons defense coordinator, I'm a little mad at that 1.5 sacks. So I'm trying to figure out is it the scheme or he just not, he ain't at his full peak yet, or he's still trying to. Is he unlocked? Yeah, he's unlocked. So what's going on with him though? That's the question.
just
I,
around to that second threshold. That
There's not
I
a
think
lot of sacks period over here, right? You got your leading sack guy is 9, then it drops down to 3.5, 4 from a linebacker, right? Your D tackle got 3.5, your linebacker got 4, then you're looking at 1.5, and that's it. The production is going. Rashawn Gary is beyond the 8 ball with 1.5 sack right now too. So their sack production is probably one of the lowest sack productions in the league right now for a game that allows pass rush. They're not doing a good job of it. And I just think that I don't think it's a Bruce Smith thing. I think it's a defensive scheme thing when it comes down to the Atlanta Falcons and what Bruce Smith looks like right now.
he might say he got some runners in his division.
Okay, and then with that being
But
said, we should see, more tackles and tackle
yeah,
for losses for a starter, for the starting left end on your team. So
right.
even if you're playing runners, because you're right, you got the Bucks who want to run the football, and let's just keep it 100. The Panthers run the fuck out the football too. I mean, they got fucking receiver weapons from tight end and receivers all over the fucking field. Like, it ain't a fucking receiver over there. They trading and getting niggas that other niggas should be getting, all types of shit over there. They got the weapons over there, but they run the fucking football. Their success comes from the run game. And then we already know what you can do with the run game over there. So again, I'm not gonna call him. He ain't in the graveyard. I just think to me, when you're only seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys with a half a sack or more on your team, and then that's low production. You got one guy that looks like he'll reach double digits for sure, and Dashawn Ware, but then everybody else is a hop, skip, and a jump away from finishing the season with double digits. Not even close. So, and again, you only got 5 guys recorded with sacks. Period. It's a system thing over there for me, in my opinion. So, I'm not going to say Bruce Smith is in the graveyard. I will say he's underachieving for the 7th pick overall.
I'm gonna
And
say,
for the name. And for the name.
well, name we expect more of the name, but we still have to get this guy this time to develop. I'm gonna say go back a little bit to what you said. He might have took the wrong defensive end with pick 7
Or pick 7, right?
because
Because
he's a
they,
little slower. He's a little slower than what you expect.
yes, sir.
He has a general frame, the size, but that's what I think a lot of people was chasing at times. So, but I just think that it'll be he's developmental
That's
progress
why I
still.
asked you. That's why I made that statement. You might have got the second best defensive end in the draft,
Yep.
right? So by me
Yep.
saying that, and then I'm going to go look at your guy. I don't know if your guy's a starter or not. Um,
No, my guy came to a situation. We got vets on the D line, so he kind of played that second D tackle
okay,
role, coming where I got 4 down linemen, but he produces.
but he got 5 tackle for loss and 3 sacks right now, so he's playing better at this point. He's playing better than,
How
you
many
know.
downs played?
Yeah, let's go look at the downs played, and he's 316 snaps.
Dang.
But
Playing second D tackle.
your highest snap guy is 430. Sean Dupree, 430, 426 from the safety Moorridge, 415 from your corner. So that tells you what you dealing with just by these guys. You know what I'm saying? You can see it
Right.
by your secondary having the most snaps. You already see what the fuck you dealing with when you on defense. You dealing with guys that ain't even trying to run on you really for the most part. Then you start getting into your big boys, Nick Bosa, Broderick Peterson. Look at the snaps between those guys. 415, 410, 410, 410, 409. You know what I'm saying? 426, 430. Like that's a balance there. So the number 7 player we are saying we need to see a little bit more out of the number 7 overall pick. Now at 8, we got to slide all the way to Green Bay. I'm thinking it's Green Bay. We're going to slide to Green Bay and we're going to go to another corner. Now, at this point, Champ Belly was the first corner off the board. The next corner didn't go off the board until pick 8. And that was the Green Bay. So
Man.
let's start with the interceptions first, and let's look at the corners. And that's Marcus Savage, 6'2", 196 out of Colorado. He's a fucking dog. 41 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. He has 2 INTs, 6 deflections. He only allowed 3 catches so far on the season, and he doesn't have a touchdown yet. But games played all 10, and he got 434 snaps right now. I like this kid. Um, I don't like the 23 on him. He should have kept his number on him. I don't like that 23 on him though at all. That's just me being picky. But Marcus Savage, bro,
41 tackles is clutch. A lot of
clutch.
tackles from the
But but
cornerback
look
spot.
but look at his division.
Yeah. Right. Drags and jump off to the running back.
Yep, dump off to the running back or give him the
And
hand
jet
or give him
sweeps.
handoffs. Yes, sir. All running going on over there, except for the Vikings for the most part. But
Quincy.
look, bro, Marcus Savage, I like him. Um, I mean, you look at his numbers. At this point, he has better numbers than Champ Belly right now, right? And he's the number 8th overall pick in the draft. I think he's in a good space. I think they found their number 1 corner. I think they found their cornerback to build around. Absolutely, at pick 8.
Again, that's what we say. That's what we going back to say. That's in position of need.
Mm-hmm.
Packers need him to come in and make this type of production right away.
Right away, and that's what yeah, exactly what you're saying about Champ Belly, versus the team he on and the need. Savage has to come in and they needed him to be that guy from day one. So when they turned this card in, right? They loved the production they saw out of him out of Colorado. They understood that he was coached by Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, aka that's not disrespecting him, let's call him what he want to be called, which is Coach Prime. And at the end of the day, when you are developed by the greatest to ever play that position, shit, I can't be mad at it. So I like this pick. I think he's going to be there. I think the Packers build around him and they can change some things over there. I think this guy will be before it's said and done. We're going to be talking about a guy we're going to label a shutdown
Another
corner.
cornerstone piece.
Yep,
That
and
defense.
we're gonna end up labeling him a shutdown corner, for sure. All right. So we like Marcus Savage. We in agreement that this is the right pick and he's playing really good football right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now at 8, that was our second corner off the board. We going to 9. I think we go to Minnesota for the ninth pick in the draft, and they picked the kid McIntyre. We already kind of showed some of his stats. Let's go back to it real fast. Just make sure I'm on point with Deion McIntyre being picked number 9 for sure. I think he's wearing a number 9 too.
And we know for sure he's a slot corner, so
Yes, sir. At 5'10",
he was
195
drafted.
out of Louisville.
Um,
He got the
this is a
number 3
settled
on
pick.
him.
I think he settled for this pick.
I
He
think
wanted
this
he
was,
wanted speed.
I,
I
I
think he
think,
settled for best player
I
available for
think
his.
you talk to me about this, Snake. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. This at 9, he had his eyes set on somebody else that got picked before he can get him.
Yep.
All right,
On three somebody else's.
3
And
somebody
I
else's
think
went before he can pick him at 9. So then you come back and you get what you think is the I don't know if this was I need this position pick or it was look at the speed. We're gonna attack speed because this kid a monster right now. Overall,
so this is a
88
replace
overall.
Booth. A replace Booth in the slot pick. Booth is kind of outdated now
Right,
as a 2 or 3 cornerback.
no
Replace
doubt, no
Booth,
doubt.
so I still like the pick. Um,
I like the
this
production.
is this is a team that say even for the production, and you bringing him along as a third cornerback over here. He has a specific role, slot cornerback. So I like the pick. I like the production for it.
Right, 38 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 3 INTs, 4 deflections. He allowed 3 catches. He got a forced fumble and a fumble recovery, and let's see if he got in the end zone. No touchdowns yet. And he has out of 10 games played, he got 418 snaps. I like Dion. This is a good pick for him, and I
It's
think
great
I
numbers.
I think when as he develop a little bit more, that fucking cornerback room gonna be scary because their safety room they got one of the fastest safeties in the league, and Lewis Sign. I think everybody slept on that. So you look at Sign right at safety, and you take a look at
I
him,
got two of them fastest
94,
corners.
94
I got
speed,
also
98 acceleration. Then Rudy Man was the fastest corner in the league for numerous years. He's sitting there with blazing speed, came out super fast, right? And then McIntyre got 96 speed. Look at Terrell Henry, who's another guy that got good speed. They flying in the secondary. That's why I look 99 speed, uh, 98 acceleration. They are flying in their secondary. I think that's why you're seeing their interception rates up a little bit right now because you take a look at it. You got Sign with 6 picks, 4 out of man. McIntyre 3, tied with Henry Terrell with 3, and then you got two,
uh,
2, and 1. Yeah, I like it. I like it over
I ain't
there.
gonna let you do that. I ain't gonna let you do that to him.
What?
You, you see his interceptions go up because he developed that D line over there.
Oh
Workloads.
yeah. Oh yeah. Let's
That's
see if
what.
let's see if they still look. Mark Barlow is here to stay. He is not playing. Since he stepped in the league, he's been a dog. 33 tackles, 16 tackle for losses, 15 and a half sacks right now to date. Still balling. So that just tell me guys still ain't paying attention, right? Because you saw the guy up there for the MVP race all year, Mark Barlow, the last defensive player that even was on a list like that was Owe. Um, for a few years, right? So that just tells me for him to have 15 and a half sacks right now, it's telling me nobody's still worried about him or paying attention to somebody that they need to pay attention to because for over the last 3 years, he's been one of the best defensive linemen in the league.
And if you notice, when my theme about what I call about elite D lineman, he's double digit tackle for loss and double digit sacks. Like
Yes.
they up there. So at this point, so you'll notice. Like I definitely he's top dog in the league now.
Yes, sir. I mean, you could say he might be taking over as the top defensive rusher in the
I
league.
mean, he might
He
have
over
took
there.
over. He might have took over.
How,
Aaron Donald about the league now.
Look,
Hey,
how about Tim Trap though? Remember we was following him. He got 8 tackles for loss and 4 sacks. Remember he was the rookie last year that we said, oh my God, he might got
that's what I'm
2.
saying. He
So
developing them.
yeah, okay.
He
Oh,
almost had 10 tackle for loss.
yes, sir. All right, so we stay on the defensive side of things. At number 10, we're gonna slide to yes, we gotta go out there to Colorado and stop at Bronco Nation. And let's take a look at
That's
what's going on
right.
over here. Bronco Nation, let's
That's
ride. All right,
right.
so I remember the guy's name, but I know he changed his name, so we got to find out what he changed. He stayed with that Chicago shit, and little badass Chicago boys and shit with all that faux this, faux that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chill, fo. What up, fo? So I guess his name is fo. He got 47 tackles, one tackle for
Miss
loss, and two
Fell.
INTs. Look, three deflections, three catches allowed, and I don't know if he scored no touchdowns. All right, let me look at his downs played. It's
Good production.
525. He's on the field. 525. He's on the field.
Well, shout out to these Broncos. Last 3 seasons after every draft, we didn't heard them looking for a cornerback.
Finally got
They went
one.
and got their cornerback, man.
So you
Miss
tag
Fell.
team, you team him up with Andrew
Mm-mm-mm.
Little here, and now they got themselves a 1-2 punch at the
1-2
cornerback
combo.
position. Yes, sir. Ms. Foe and Andrew Little at the cornerback position with 5 picks, and Ms. Foe got 2 INTs with 47 tackles and a tackle for loss. Is he in the slot?
Dude, he got him at number 2.
Number two. Okay.
Yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
okay. Oh my God,
Mm-mm-mm.
is he playing slot too? Yeah, he playing slot. Got him at the 2 and then going to the slot.
All right. Well, he's doing what he got to do over there. I like it. All right, Snake, man. We gotta talk about the award race, man. It's week 11 at this point now. It's time to talk about who's dancing right now, right? So we go over here to the awards, yearly awards, and the first thing we're gonna look at,
Dancing,
Coach of
dancing,
the Year, Matt Rule
dancing.
back up at number one. Torres Teddy
Bro, how does
Simpkins
he
the
keep
third.
up here?
I don't know. He knows something we don't know. Cliff
Up,
Kingsbury
up,
at
down,
three.
down, left, right, left,
So,
right.
so you got 10-0, right? You got 10-0, 9-1, and 9-0 as your top three right now. Look at this. Corey Richardson, the Jets coach, at 5-5, is sitting at four. I ain't mad at that. Nathaniel Hackett is at 5, 6-3. Then you got the Raiders, Josh Daniels, Nick Sirianni is at 5-5, Zach Taylor at 5-4. They just don't like my coach, bro. Kyle Shanahan 6-3, and then Brandon Staley at 6-3. All right, so that's the coaches of the award race right now. Let's look at the MVP race right now. All right, Kyler Murray is back at number one. So we're looking at Murray, Cubbage, and then the first non-quarterback is Tyquan Thornton. I don't think there's a player in the league outside of Cameron for the Cleveland Browns and the new Robert, what's his last name? Robert Brown over there for the Philadelphia Eagles that'll get more targets than Tyquan Thornton. They get the ball to him early and often. I like this quarterback race right now. We're seeing the quarterback and Mike Cubbage lighting the sky up, man. This guy is definitely from the Air Force, and that's what I'm calling. That's my nickname for him, Air Force Cub. You know what I'm saying? Air Force Cub.
Not for nothing, man. Sheesh. Alvin Johnson right there. They're both quarterback wide receiver combos right there in the top
Right
five.
there, yes sir. And then you got that guy Najee Harris saying let's run it back again because we feel like we was robbed of the MVP last year because of the flat tire game. And he right back in the mix at four. And like you said, Calvin Johnson Jr. He redshirted all last year, bro. Nobody knew, paid attention to him. Most people probably like, where the fuck he come from? He sat right on that bench and redshirted all last year. And then you got Early Bird already there, number one. They got rid of Hollywood Brown. So it was,
Metcalf.
evolution.
Oh, Hollywood,
Calvin
yeah.
Johnson comes right there now, right? And he's the guy over there. And I don't even think he's still not even their number one receiver over there, but they finding a way to get this guy the ball. They knew what they had. It was almost like in secret that they developed this guy and waited for the trade and him to be able to find his way on the field with a whole bunch of weapons over there at the receiver weapons over there. And I thought you would see MJ Vick up here before you'll see anybody else because of what he did at the end of last year. But Calvin Johnson Jr. is the guy over here, man. He's living up to that name, I'll tell you that. And he got his team 9-0 right now. So we look at the top five. You go Kyler Murray, Cubbage, Thornton, Najee, and then Calvin Jr. Right? I like the top five. Now, when you start coming down, you're seeing the Eagles with Robert Brown. We told you about the production. Remember, they got rid of Metcalf, drafted the fastest receiver in the draft, and attacked him like he was Metcalf.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'm impressed. I'll be honest with you, I'm impressed. I'm just waiting for the Eagles to really put it all together, and it sounds like Jalen Hurts had one of them breakout games he needed to really try to turn this around. I think the Eagles are still in playoff hunt right now at 500. I do think they need to close this thing out. The second half of the season, these last 7 games, man, they need to really get it together over here, try to get their division one. In some way, somehow, because I think the Commanders are struggling with wins this year. And when it comes down to the Commanders, They've yet to put back-to-back seasons together where they have amazing season and followed up with another amazing season. I think the Eagles are in play to better slide in because of that. They're on a down year right now, but Robert Brown is playing pretty solid at 6 right now. You look at Barno, the defensive player on here, Amari Barno, getting his Adolphe Owe on. Patrick Mahomes is at 8. Trey Lance is at 9, and then DK Metcalf at 10. So you see the quarterback receiver connections with Trey Lance and DK
Quite a bit
Metcalf.
in here.
Right. You don't see Hurts up here, but you see Calvin and his quarterback up here and Thornton and his quarterback up here. That's the MVP race right now, man. There's still a lot of games left before we can crown anybody. So let's look at the AFC and your offensive player of the year. Your top 5 are Taekwon, man. It's Taekwon world, right? Taekwon world. You want to be on that Chicago shit? That's what we doing. Demon time, Taekwon world. Ki little crew. DK
Saying
Metcalf
this
is number 2.
Patriots offense back, man. Is T back? This
Yeah,
offense, like,
yeah, he
man.
back. He back. He back. That offense is back, bro. He can score on
Oh
anybody at any will. He
God.
got it right now. He's back. He's in a rhythm right now and solid as fuck. To be honest with you, scary offensively,
Mm-mm.
very scary.
You'll see Cummins up here.
You got C.J. Cummins up here. C.J. Cummins been a dog since he took over that team.
Being drafted #1 in that draft.
And it's funny though, bro, because like really you don't see much out of him outside of stretch. He might be an alert. He'll give you a stretch. He'll come out eye close, give you a stretch, and bend the corner on you. And then he fling it 1,000 times. They come back to a stretch here and there. So for him to be here, like I think he just get high production when he do run the ball. Like I think he got a high average per carry when he do run the football. So, but let's not make the mistake and sit here and act like they don't want to throw the fuck football around the park. They definitely want to throw that thing around the park. But Cummins is a great 1-2 punch when it comes down to the triplets. It almost got that Dallas Cowboy feel when they had Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman, and Emmitt Smith. That's what you're getting right now. Tyquan Thornton, Cubbage, and Cummings. Pickens is at 4 right now. Pickens is still holding on to that #1 receiver role over there in Pittsburgh. They 500 right now after having a great season they had the year before. Um, what do you think that entails? Why are the Steelers at 500 right now after having a breakout year last year?
And one thing about this league, man, it's a different ball game when you go from the hunter to the hunted.
Right, right. That's what it comes
Like,
down to. Hunter.
um,
You know what I mean? You
we'll
can
play a little
slide.
tougher schedule, back to
Yeah.
back playoff years, division years, all that stuff,
hmm
and then everybody know it and see it. Like, so you're gonna get everybody's most of your opponent's best games. So that's why some of the top usually just that consistency be crazy sometimes.
Right. Nah, you right. You right. And and you're 100% right when you say that. Like now, when guys are playing the Steelers, they remember what he did last year or what he did to them last year. So that game comes with a little bit more focus, right? So now you playing guys. Not only are you playing a tougher schedule because you had a great year last year, you're playing guys that remembered your great year last year. So they not hearing that shit this year. They trying their best to do everything in the right way to be able to stop you from doing the things you're doing. I think they got some things going on over there though. Like I think
I mean,
MK
people
Lynch.
cheer for the coach when he cheered for him, man. Like
hmm
when he won.
hmm
Yeah, I think he developing on MK Lynch over there, man.
hmm
Could be
hmm
something scary, man.
hmm hmm
Man, I just,
hmm hmm Think about it.
man.
Got rid of Najee Harris.
Yep.
We talked about the running back they drafted. We thought he'd be a sleeper back. They like him. They're not off of him. They still think he's productive and will be production. But they went and got them a horse. They went and replaced Najee Harris with a fucking Najee Harris .2.
I think that you see Najee Harris go over there and wow, that's all he talked about, saying the highlights and dun 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 dun.
Yep.
That was on some like, damn, for real.
And
Why he ain't
it come
there do
right,
that?
and it come with the stigma of that. Damn, what the fuck? What was we
For
doing wrong with Najee
real.
Harris? You
That's
hearing
what I
right?
did. Damn.
Top ten highlight. That.
Dun 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 dun.
Yep. And then they said, you know what? You
Bruh.
know what he's doing. Najee Harris about 30 years old right now. Take a look at this one, MK.
I
I
ain't
think
gonna.
MK gonna be a problem, bro.
Yeah, he gonna be
Yeah,
nasty, man.
yeah, he right. Yep.
Seen
You going
Najee
downstairs, buddy?
Harris. Seen Najee Harris had a 17 broken tackle game.
Come on.
Let me get one.
He had a 17 tackles, broken game. Ma, here, come to the steps so he'll come down.
Yeah, dog.
Wait, you had 17 broken tackles in one game?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
On probably only like on maybe only like 23 carries, bro.
Right there, call him. He's right here, up here. Go get her. Go get her. You don't
And
want to
with
come
that being
downstairs.
said, I think I was playing the Giants. I think Barkley had like 13 tackles. Crazy game. We had a crazy game. But yeah, oh, he had 11 tackles. Oh, 26 carries. There you go.
What?
Look, if you look, me in
What?
the Giants game,
He had how many broken tackles in that game?
he had 26 carries for 236 and 17 broken tackles.
God damn. What was the? I didn't. How many? Who had the most so far at this point right now in a game? Who had the most rushing yards in the game right now? We'll get to that. Let's get. We'll stay. We'll get to
we
that. Let's
go.
get to
We
that.
we gotta after we go through the awards, then we go to the. Let's just go see who the records.
All right.
What records the men broke? Because
How
we haven't
about
done that yet.
how about Garrett Wilson, a receiver that was highly touted? You know, a very, very like if you get the Jets, you're comfortable with Garrett Wilson, especially my Garrett Wilson. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially
Right.
MFJ. I mean Matt Frank.
Once
Yeah,
you've been
MFJ.
touched,
Yeah, once you get the real
touched by ant.
credentials. But we never got to really see this man until now that they got a coach that throw the football. Look at it. He's number 5 in the AFC on Offensive Player of the Year award race right now. Where we said the Jets should just play the game this year to figure things out. He out here really playing the game this year, and he out here like I know what I got so far. Let's get to it.
Got him some wins up under his belt. Shout out to the Jets. Garrett Wilson, number 5 on his offensive player in the AFC list.
Yes, sir. In the top 5. All right, so that's the top 5 in the AFC. We're looking at the NFC top 5. You got Calvin Johnson Jr., Robert Brown, Najee Harris being the only running back in the top 5 so far. Ricky Newman still doing a good job with Ricky Newman, man. He still keep him relevant. I think it's a little bit more than just run, and then let it go with him. I just got out of the game with him. The running is there. He's gonna run the football,
Well,
right?
he got a new quarterback over there now, so it's
Yes,
definitely.
and he showed flashes with that quarterback in our game. I ain't gonna hold you. Like it got ugly, but it was a few things that happened in that game where it could have been a really different game. Like, and one of those things that happened was Elway overthrowing the football on a walk. And I ran committed, and he caught me in the run commit and launched that bitch. And he
Right,
did that.
yeah.
He did that little step where he just looked like it's too far type shit. The bullshit they give you that animation, but he's number 4, and then you got Kenneth Walker. Look, at first Kenneth Walker got off to a slow start. I was in a not a breakout game, but I was in a scenario game where I had to hold him to 75 yards rushing. And at first I thought I was going to do it until those stretch alerts and stretches and powers came. And it was like, nope, 100 yards, here we go. So Kenneth Walker behind that offensive line is exactly who he is, bro. Um, and that's why he's sitting at 5 right now. I'm not mad at it at all, but that's your top 5 in the NFC.
So Kyler
Um,
Murray, number 1 in MVP race, but 6 on offensive player of the year race.
Mike Cub is
Mm.
like 10 on AFC.
And that's what I'm saying. He's 6 on the NFC side. Okay.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, man.
Make it make sense, man. All right, defensive players. Amari Barno, sitting at number 1 right now, man. Got his team 10-0. Mark Barlow at 2. I like this. Montez Sweat there. You got another Panther and another Panther. P.D. Jones. Like, what's going on with the Panthers right now? I think, when you're winning and you're coming off a Super Bowl and you're still playing at a high level like that, your players are balling because you got a rookie up here in P.D. Jones. I think he's a rookie right now. But the top five, when you look at it, man, Barno, sack guy, Barlow, sack guy, Sweat, sack guy, Cannon, sack guy. Then you got
The
safety
hell did
sitting
he
up
just
here.
play? That just means he played a
Yeah, it's the schedule.
sweetie
Yes,
or two recently.
exactly. It's a sweet
What did he
schedule.
play already? He had a
Play
sweet
some
part
guys
of
that's not on his level. He played a couple of guys that back to back that wasn't really on his level.
the sweet part of his schedule. Right? That's what's up, man.
And then he came out of a computer love where he had about 9 sacks with that motherfucker. Oh my god! All
Mm-mm-mm.
right, so that's your top five, Joe.
Hey, that's my bad. He did say that. He said that and kept it real. He
He kept
said,
it
man,
100. That's why, you know
he
what I mean.
said
Can't be
can.
mad
That's
at
what he
him.
said. Can. He said Cannon just went off when he was playing a computer game, just was sack. He said he wasn't blitzing nothing. He did have like a 3, 4, 5 sack game, something crazy, like a 5 sack game versus
Yeah,
for
it was
sure.
I said the right number. It was like an 8 or 9 sack game.
Oh, it was that
Nigga.
many?
Yeah, he went
Damn.
crazy
Mm.
without blitzing and nothing like that. It just lined up in the right shit and playing the computer.
Battery.
Shit happens. But yeah, but I give you your top five right now. But like Snake, how you feel about that? For the most part, everybody in this top five is a pass rusher.
Yeah, man. I just some new faces, a couple of old faces. Couple faces trying to be a bit steady, man. I just, man, sheesh. I just think that NFC still got the dog pass rushes, even Aaron Donald leaving, bro. Like, what can you say about it, dog? Because like,
Just shows
it's
how
even names that
lopsided
we
the
know as
NFC is.
dogs out here that's not even knowing that, Jordan. It's like, damn, for real. Like, you don't
Then
even
when,
see Chase Young up there right now,
at
bro.
all. Then when you get
You
to the
know, and
AFC
it's,
and you're looking at the top five, safety, linebacker,
yeah,
DN,
man.
corner.
Like, we've seen O'Neal Scott up there, period.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers always got a safety. Max Crosby has been a constant up here.
Mm-hmm.
Jermaine Johnson is nice to see him with a user.
Mm-hmm.
Woodson, a new face DB.
But
He,
but Jermaine Johnson has always been in the awards race without even having
that's
a
what I
coach
say.
over there.
That's what I'm saying. He's always been up there, but nice to see him up there with a user.
Right.
Um, man, Jared is normally is always up there in that defensive player, but this defensive player, let's see, like Owe normally up there higher as well, but it just depends what he's asked to do in the system. So like, man, mm-mm-mm.
Elway has got moved to the DN. He's still playing outside linebacker, but he got moved to the DN. I would expect to really figure out what Elway is going to be once he goes back to hand in the dirt, go get the quarterback. Like right now, he's being asked to do so much more than just go get the quarterback. His numbers is taking a hit because of it. But the things he do and the plays he make is right now is what we need more than him getting to the quarterback. We should have somebody else getting to the quarterback, although always still up here. He's number 10 on this list, but we should have somebody else with the type of pass rush we got. But again, we do a whole bunch of rotating. You see how you saw your downs played when it came down to your pass rushers, how they were even across the board and it was multiple guys?
Right,
Rotation, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes
right.
rotation kills production, but the rotation gets you better play on the field at this point. And again, we got a bunch of young guys that we playing right now trying to figure it out. But O'Neal Scott, what you got to give him credit at is that's the one player he's playing on the whole entire defense. Like he ain't using nobody else. It's O'Neal Scott, and for him to be at number one right now, it tells you, again, is this a scary sight to see that his user is doing what he's doing, and that offense is fucking retarded? Is this starting to get a
But
little scary on here?
O'Neal Scott been up here since he been in the league.
Yeah, since he's been in the league, O'Neal Scott.
Since he took over his coaching.
hmm But what I'm saying though, Snake, is he's starting to get back to 21T in a sense
Yeah.
because that was him in a nutshell when he was winning all the damn Super Bowls. You can't stop his offense. You do everything with it, and then on defense, that user is the best player on the field.
Oh,
We got a guy that's not like this is not a user linebacker. This is an AI linebacker, a guy that makes intelligent plays himself. I think he do a little bit of both, jump on him and user him, and let him frequently run around. But I think what he getting money at with this guy is because he's pass rushing him. Like he's not letting his linebackers just sit in coverage all game long. He got a linebacker that he's comfortable with going to go get the quarterback, and I think that's why he's sitting at number 2 right now. With him missing games, so he probably could be higher. To be honest with you, if he was home to play those games. Max Crosby's Max Crosby. You know, you play the Raiders, you getting blitzed like a motherfucker, and that's what you're seeing with Max Crosby, old ass. Again, Jermaine Johnson's always been on the awards race. Now he got a user there. It makes it look a little friendlier. And then Charles Woodson Jr. I think he's a guy that's been in the league. I think the name just changed. You know what I'm saying? I think it's somebody that's already been making plays for him. He just changed the name, following the the path of what we do with Game of Thrones. Bring a lot of juniors in the league. All right, so that's the
Right.
AFC, your top 5 right there. Now we go look at the offensive rookies of the year right now. J. Jawan Hudson at 1 right now.
Dewana.
All right, I think this is a receiver, right?
Let me go. I'm going to we look Isaiah Tolbert
Yeah, nah, J.
or
Jawan Hudson.
Jawan.
I think he's a receiver. He did catch a little slant on me, where a pick slant, where he picked the shit out of Stingley and caught a slant on me. I think that's the guy. Yeah, little rookie, little nigga.
5'10" wide
Yep,
receiver.
little nigga. Yep. All right, Isaiah Tolbert, another receiver, sitting at 2 for the. Ew, I like
Colts
this. I like this.
6'1" wide receiver.
I like this. And
Six
then you
44
then you got
tutties.
this
Broncos.
nigga dog right here. And I could tell you like this. I'm telling you how much of a dog Thomas Holt is. Remember when he got rid of Jamar Chase and was like he needed a replacement, and he had a guy that played really well in his rookie year and was their number 1
That's a
receiver over
6'3".
there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you now, here's the Jamar Chase replaced right here with Thomas Holt. He is a dog. And like flat out is the reason why this team is 5-4. Tell me I'm wrong.
He a dog. Second leading receiver behind his tight end. Top receiver, second leading receiver behind his tight end. 40 catches, 719 yards, 7
Balling.
touchdowns.
McCoy opening his offense up right now. I think defensively they got it figured out, but he opening that offense up right now, right? And I think they got younger at running back.
Tight end.
They got younger at running back. They always was good with the tight end play, but I think they got 2 receivers on the edge now. That's pretty solid, and they brought in Zeus at running back, so I think they're ready to go into the future.
Right.
And we spoke about this guy, MK Lynch. Listen, bro. They got if it's a clone out there, right? When we making these players, if it's a clone out there, these next 2 that's in the top 5 are clones for sure. MK Lynch is exactly Lynch. Exactly Marshawn. I played this guy. He wasn't
5'11",
even
230.
he hit right now. And I think if the Steelers get this going with the way they throw the football, they about to take us into a new a high profile offense that's going to be able to do both run the ball and throw the ball. And then you got CJ Johnson, CJ2. Man, listen, this is the first back that I got outside of AI that make me be like, maybe I don't need AI anymore.
Damn, he is leading the team in yards, rushing yards. Could I be on the way out of
But it's funny
Dice
because
roll up and count
you looking at
5
MK Lynch,
hitters
right?
games
You're
SMH.
looking at MK Lynch, and we like the clone of MK Lynch. Then you got Johnson, who looks like CJ Johnson in real life, and then he named his backup running back Bus Bettis, and what he went and got was a power back, right? And we had a 6 touchdown performance out of him before he left for vacation. Now that he's back, I think it's funny because you don't get rid of a Jaleel Ruggs, or maybe you do, right? But Jaleel Ruggs gives you, what he gives you. But what he lacked was he couldn't close. He can outrun anybody. He could play in that receiver game as a back out the backfield, and he can get you tough yards at times. But when he got in the red zone, bro, outside of being able to throw a touchdown, he couldn't really score points. And I think they changed the meter a little bit with this Bus Bettis guy because I think this team is comfortable with giving him powers and stretches and giving the runs that Jaleel couldn't do, the traps and the inside run game and being able to fall forward and get you 6. You know what I'm saying? And run a guy over. I think they hit with that. And when you look at, I know I'm talking about number six right now, but when you hit, me, I always go past the top five when it look like when you talk about the rookies.
Like
But when you look at
yeah.
these three running backs, right? You look at Lynch, Johnson, and Bettis. I think we're gonna have a slide competition when it comes down to these guys coming to the back end of the schedule. Now it depends on who the Broncos are playing. And I'm gonna say this: it depends on who the Broncos are playing, and I don't think the coach receiver will stay at number two too long. I am concerned about Holt. I think Holt will have something to say before it's all said and done. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say when we get to the last game in the regular season, this race will be between Lynch, Johnson, and Bettis. I just think Bettis' touchdown production gonna be high, and production period when it comes down to running the football will be crazy between these two, Lynch and Johnson. Now you got DeAndre Peoples, you got Theo Andrews, you got Kevin Gabriel, and you got Akeem Trap. I think Akeem Trap is about to be computer assistants, so you could get a movement there. I think he got something going on. And hope everything, whatever, and just to say it, my bad. Um, Brandon, I hope everything works. Whatever's got you got going on over there, I'm not gonna put it out there and all that, but I'm praying for you, my boy. I hope everything go right. Whatever what you going through over there. So with that being said, we always gotta show love to somebody going through it in our league. At the end of the day, I got real love for guys in the league because you're in the league, and I try to talk to everybody, try to build some type of relationship with guys. And I know that shit ain't across the board when it come down to how other people feel, but I feel like everybody in the league deserves respect from everybody in the league, especially when it comes down to our little brotherhood as a league. Somebody going through some shit, we need to show love there. And let them know we support him and his family what they go through. Um, because we are a brotherhood. But when you look at the 10 guys on this list, I ain't mad at none of the names on here. But I do think the race, depending on who the Broncos play. Now, here's the thing, and this is no disrespect to the Broncos, but when he playing guys that that's not as good in certain things, then you'll start to see the wild numbers from receivers, right? So if he's at that part of the schedule that the Chargers was at in the beginning, where you're playing guys that's just not on his caliber, right? And your score runs up, your yards run up, your stats run up, and that's for all of us, right? If I play, no disrespect, but if I play at Hillburgers, my stats aren't going to be the same if I play like I played Unk last night. We ain't gonna have the stats we had against Burgers in that game. You know what I'm saying? So if
Fall
I'm
asleep in
saying
that motherfucker.
right, I'm saying Jawan Hudson, huh? Right, I say Jawan Hudson could stay here or could be that guy at the top of this list if the schedule and the teams he played is not of that caliber. But I still really am going hard at Lynch, Johnson, and Bettis is going to finish that thing off. Somebody going to win it out of these three. Rookie of the year. Let's look at these rookies in the NFC. Is anybody catching Robert Brown? Because look, when you talk about the first two up here, this is hot. I like this. And it's almost scary. Who has the better rookies on offense right now? Look at Robert Brown and Ballantyne. That's the first thing, right? We go there with those two. They're the fastest two receivers in the draft. Robert Brown has his Eagles 5-5. Alan Ballantyne has his 49ers 6-3. Then you got baby Marcus Allen, Mark Allen, sitting at 4-5. He's number 3 on this list, and right behind him is D'Angelo Tomlinson. So now we got the names popping up again, right? Those names popping up with Allen and Tomlinson, and we got two running backs sitting at 3 and 4, two receivers sitting at 1 and 2, and then you come down to 5, and Jason Biggers, the tight end for the Chicago Bears, who I think was a great pick by the Chicago Bears. He did a hell of a job snagging him. Really good situation. And then look, your boy Max Brady is sitting at I called him Elway earlier, my bad. Max Brady sitting at number
Got
6
too
right
much
now.
respect for Brady as an organization, man. Realized the son was too great to have him sitting, man. So, did one for the family.
And then you got Terrell Moon, and then you look at Heath Miller. I mean, if the Rams traded one of the better tight ends in the league, and still got a whole shitload of tight ends in the league. Now, I heard Boom say Emmitt Smith cost him a game, fumbled, but he's number 9 on the list. And then you got another tight end, Jay Novacek. So, look at the difference when it comes down to the NFC and their rookies. Tight end up here, Novacek. EJ, look, I can't call him EJ. That's a real player. Emmitt Smith Jr. Heath Miller, another tight end. So that's two tight ends, three running backs so far, two quarterbacks. Max Brady,
Quarterbacks.
Terrell Moon. Then you're looking at tight end Jason Bigger. So now we're looking at three tight ends that's on this list, two and three running backs, right? Did I say three running backs? Come down here. Yep. EJ. All these are all great names, right? Outside that Ballantyne and Brown, you're looking at Allen, Tomlinson, Brady, Moon, Miller, Emmitt Smith, and then Novacek. All great names with some couple of different positions, right? So you got running back, tight
And
ends,
got
and
a couple of
quarterbacks.
quarterbacks up there.
Yeah, yes, sir. At 6 and 7 quarterbacks. All right, so Snake, my question to you is, I think this race is going to finish. Here's the thing. I just think Robert Brown production is going. He's going to get the targets more than anybody else on this list.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be hard
Robert
to knock him
Brown.
off. Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to knock him off the number one spot. But I like the different type of players that's on this
The
list.
different positions, it's
Yeah.
everything on here. You know,
Hmm.
we was worried about. We had conversations about how many quarterbacks we would see come in here and actually play. How many rookies, and we see two of them actually playing some decent little ball over here. I don't think it's reflecting their records totally, but we see them balling out here putting up numbers.
Yes, sir. I mean, yes, sir. Max Brady came over a little late, but Moon been day one starter, and we'll see it. Can they move up that list? I mean, at quarterback, they should be able to move up that list. We'll see. Again, both of these teams, if we really want to call it what it is, they're both quarterbacks in a running system for sure. As of right now, right? Terrell Moon is playing in a perfect system, right? Where he could turn around, hand the ball off 20 to 30 times if he wanted to, and then the way they play football over there, right? The way they play they play levels over there, where they gonna catch you if you underneath, they over top. If you over top, they underneath, and they just gonna play, catch me if you can football, right? Don't hard flat me, my running back catching the ball. Hard flat me, my tight end catching the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that type of level of playing right now when they throw the ball over there. They put you in situations, and I call it Bill Walsh West Coast offense the way he play, and I think he's starting to get the pieces over there to better do it. So I like Moon, and then nothing changed. They went from what was the quarterback over there, James, to Max Brady, and you still see their receiver over there as one of the better receivers in the league. So the offense still can, and you only can do that because the offense runs through that monster of a running back they got over there. And when I'm talking about the Seahawks at this point right now. I'm talking about Max Brady in a system where they got a running back that you have to adjust and play for so they can throw the football off of that. I do think, at the end of the day, X Factor quarterback changes the game because it gives you a little bit more to do with that quarterback. So we'll see how that shit plays itself out. Let's get to the defensive side right now. Petey Jones, Maurice Hannon, you got Jerry Batir, Rod Woodson, at number 5, Deion McIntyre. They're your top 5. Right behind that is Champ Bailey, Marcus Savage. Then you got Cassius Spearman, Donovan Tatum, and Kadeem Wagner. So the safety Kadeem Wagner, remember that's a name that we all familiar with. Donovan Tatum, I think he was the second best defensive lineman in the draft, defensive end in the draft. I don't know what position Cassius Spearman play at all. I also don't know what position I don't know what position Maurice Hannon plays either. So that's a little tough for me until I know their positions to really see what's going on over here. But
Play for the Falcons.
hmm my baby in the background snoring like a motherfucker. Them 16-hour shifts be breaking her back.
And then play free safety. 6'3", he's sub linebacker.
How about Spearman,
He got
Cassius?
six interceptions.
He playing pretty
What
solid. He
Cassius,
on
what team he on?
he on the Packers. He got Marcus Savage and then Cassius Spearman at 7 and 8.
Spearman, safety,
Safety.
5'9".
Little
Yeah.
nigga. He flying though. I think he's a little fast
Oh
little nigga
yeah.
that Max thought he was gonna get his ace Sanders off for him. Yes, sir. And then Kadeem Wagner. Remember Kadeem Wagner was a middle
His
linebacker
safety.
in our last year league. And the Niners
His
had him.
safety.
Yes, sir. I know
Yeah, they
Kadeem Wagner,
drafted
a
him like
safety.
pick 30. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was the his first round pick. I remember that.
Yeah.
Got him a
I was
dog.
about to take him the next pick.
Yes, sir. All right, the
Like pick.
AFC. When you're looking at defensive players over there, Steve Roten. I think this is the guy you should not close your eyes on. I think this guy is a dog. We looked at his stats, with me and Max before, we was gonna talk about top players in the draft and all that. We looked at his stats. He balling over there for the Dolphins, man. I will say this, man. The Dolphins, they get it together over there defensively, and when that shit come together, they're hard to move the ball on. But Steve Roten, I think he wears number 22. That's why he stands out, and that was my high school number. Um, I think he wear number 22. No, I know he wear number 22, and I think he played linebacker for this team. And to be honest with you, you look at his numbers, you're gonna see why he's sitting at number one. This is a guy that belong at number one right now. Reggie White Jr. We already showed y'all what he doing for that Chiefs defense over there. K-Man Bibbs, 3-6 right now. He got the big buffalo face. That's the Falky face. So I think this is it got to be a linebacker or a lineman. He a DN.
For who again? My
K-Man Bibbs, he played defense end for the Bills.
yeah, that's a defensive end. That's a big. I think that's a big body.
He like 6'8" over there. They don't be look. Benji still is playing sub linebacker. He not even listen, bro. Not the fastest safety, but he was one of the fastest sub
6'8",
linebacker safeties in there.
275.
Yes, sir. Benji Still. Just remember that name, dog. That's all I'm gonna say. Remember, we got rid of a lot of safeties over here in Baltimore because we drafted one and traded for one after the draft was over and got the two Colorado connection and shit. Benji Still and then Ron Israel. At the safety level over here. You got Miz Fo, the cornerback. You got Kyle McDaniels. Now, Kyle McDaniels, I think, is the cornerback over there. All last year, the Chargers needed a cornerback. He got the little bony neck face with them tight ass braids and shit. Just remember, the Bills got that face, and the Dolphins got a guy with that face. Kyle McDaniels, that corner over there. I think they needed to get a corner in the building. Remember, they drafted a good corner a couple drafts ago, traded him in that same year to the Bucks. And from that time on, they were missing another corner to bring in the building. They got one now. They had to really search for this guy. And they had to really search for this guy. They were able to find one. I'm gonna call him a little baby diamond in the rough. Once you able to get him active, and we'll see how that go. But I also like Kevin Lowry. I think he's a good safety, big body guy. So I like him as well. Again, another corner on the board right here. I didn't mean to say safety, but another corner. So you got corner, and when you really look at it, you're looking at Roten again. I think linebacker Reggie White, DN Bibbs, DN. Then you got safety Still, corner Foe, McDaniel's a corner, Lowry a corner. Now we back to the Browns and Earl Barrett, a linebacker. This was a steal. This is the Colorado kid, I think. And they got themselves a dog. Colorado put out some dogs last year's draft. Dion and his third season over there is in their playoffs now. So they got roster over there. Everybody want to come play with Dion. He ain't hard to find. Paul Pierre, I don't know what position he play. I'm assuming D tackle for the Browns. Now, Snake, you said it earlier, like, damn, the receiver room loaded. Maybe you shouldn't have picked that. We had that conversation on our first Diaper Dandy show. We said that, and then when we looked at his draft class, we thought, damn, he kind of cleaned up on defense. And they're all up here making some plays for him right now. You got Barrett at 8, you got Pierre at 9, so they're making some plays right now. So again, the same way we saw the offensive rookies for the NFC, I think the defensive rookies for the AFC has it wrapped up right now. We loaded over there. The Antoine Gentry, another one of those players that's on the coach team. The coach getting a little better, even though they don't be finishing their draft. They getting over there. They don't finish their draft class. They be having some pieces they not getting that they should get, but the ones they do get, they make them work. So shout out to my boy over there, man. Keep doing what you do, man. And keep it going. All right, let's go position right now. Cub is the best quarterback in the AFC right now. Lamar Jackson at 2. Lance, Herbert, Foe are your top 5 right there at quarterbacks. That's as simple as that. They're the guys. And over in the NFC, Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, Warner dotted me up for the game winner, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Big ass game out of Kurt Warner. Down the stretch, man. They had that new Ramsey over there, lockdown Ramsey over there. at corner, diving from 50 yards away, picking off go routes and shit, and won him the game. But I'm gonna tell you like this: Kurt Warner is a dog, and when he plays, and see the problem is I didn't broadcast the game right as the head commissioner. I told y'all I was not. I'm exempt from having to broadcast. I record all my games, so if somebody think I broke the rules or something like that, it's going to always be there for proof. Some might say, well, how the fuck you can't broadcast? Well, half of y'all don't listen to the rules anyway, but if you'd have heard why I said why I'm not broadcasting, then you will understand and leave me the fuck alone. But because I didn't broadcast that away game, he played his game like he knew it wasn't no eyes on it. So that means you get to see some plays and shit. My bad, I didn't mean to do that. That means you got to see some plays and shit that he ain't gonna run if he has to broadcast or guys are watching. He is one of those guys that hate when people steal shit from him. And if you don't think he got dial-ups, you're crazy. But I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Look, Kurt Warner surprised me last night. They drive you, but I had a 10-point lead in that game. He scored, turned it to a 3-point lead. Butt naked. I'm talking about seam route, butt naked. Corner came out of nowhere, picked that shit off, and under a minute left, the drive he put together to win that ball game let me know Kurt Warner's for real. But it also came down to the play calling and things he did in that drive. I will show eventually once I'm done doing the video shit I'm doing and put that shit out. I'll show that drive as one of the videos, one of the parts of the videos that I'm putting out. Yes, I am behind the scenes working on videos for the entire league. So we'll see how I go. I think Kurt Warner is really the truth. He has 6-3 right now. I want to know if he's going to play. And me personally, if he had a game he had against me, the game he had against Falk, I'm playing now. I'm like, you know what? Fuck who sees what I do. It is what it is. It's a copycat league. People copy shit. I just think it's time to show who you are. Like, show who you are because people tired of hearing our legend stories. Nah, first did this, he really liked that, da da da. They tired of hearing it. They want to see it. So I think sitting at 6-3, they're in a comfortable situation, and they need to show it. Point blank, period. Then you got Justin Fields at 4, and then Terrell Moon at 5. So you look at the top 5 quarterbacks over here. You got a rookie in the building, and then you got all guys that's been known to throw the ball around the park. So I like the quarterback room over there. I just don't think it's better than the AFC. Simple as that. You're not better than our top 5. We can argue for sure you're not better than our top 5. All right. Look, Trey Lance was a terrible player for the 49ers. Right? Trey Lance got to the Raiders as an 86 overall superstar. Trey Lance package got him to a 90 overall, 4 points up, and an X factor, which turns Trey Lance into a usable quarterback at this point now, right? And because of that, Trey Lance is sitting at 3 right now, so you got to respect that, period, right? Because he used one of those in the bag pockets that he got to use when it comes down to packages. I don't like letting people use quarterback packages, but sometimes when I do gifts or I might offer something and the guy might do something and his do something, he gets something. Well, he held me to the motherfucker fire with it. Nah, I remember you said because I bought this many things, you would do this. Yep. And that's what happened. So for all y'all that said, "Oh, look at Trey Lance now, look what he did." Yep. Well, I- he got it because he was owed it. So he was able to get the X factor. I do not put X factors on quarterbacks unless you come in the league late or I do something to give it to you, like, or you do something that I say, all right, I'll do this for you because you did this type shit. All right, so a lot of you guys got that do get packages. You understand what I'm talking about, right? So you can look at your player and be like, well, how the fuck? Yep, you got a package on him. Well, it wasn't no different. 4-point package that got him a 4-point upgrade. But that turns Trey Lance into a quarterback now, right? And it's not just that turns Trey Lance into a quarterback because you still got to use him and do the things you got to do with him. What it did was now you got Trey Lance and he's playing with receivers like Hollywood Brown, DK Metcalf, tight ends like Isaiah Likely. And you still got Adams over there, right? Devontae Adams still over there too. You got guys like that. Trey Lance got weapons he ain't never had in 49 nations and the X factor to play with those weapons. So turns him to a quarterback. So when I say that, when I look back over here at the NFC And I say NFC quarterbacks aren't better than AFC quarterbacks. You're not. Kyler Murray's Kyler Murray. Patrick Mahomes, yeah. Kurt Warner is some timing. And then Fields is consistent. And then Terrell Moon is just being a rookie right now because the rest of you guys ain't doing shit with y'all quarterbacks. Simple as that. But over here, need I say over here, Mike Cubbage is that guy. Lamar Jackson is that guy. You know Herbert is that guy. Info has been, you know, that guy at times, right? You know, you get a season on, season off before. But when he's on, Kai Fo is on. Simple as that. And I would even go as far as if Fo wasn't here, Pickett's right behind that thing. Simple as that. But I do like the newcomers on here. I like Clemens and I like Trap. See what they're gonna do later on down the line. We'll see. All right, best running backs right now. CJ Cummins is number one in the AFC. Y'all want to know why he's number one in the AFC? Because Anthony Israel is sharing snaps right now. That's it. Nasir Dale scored touchdowns in the red zone. He one of the better red zone touchdown runners in the league. Jonathan Taylor is Jonathan Taylor. Ingram got a new home, and it's the first time he's going to get more than 300 carries in a year because he's in a team that's going to give you about 12 stretches a game, right? Zeus White, think about this. You just gave McCoy his running back right now. While that first guy that he built a career out of with Joe Mixon and put him all types of record books and things like that, now they got Zamir White over there that's ready to be able to pass the torch on to, and you can't give a runner a runner. Simple as that. So sitting at 5 right now, dog. That's all I'm gonna say, dog. Sitting at 5 right now. I feel bad, my boy AI ain't up here, but man, he been the top running back in the league for a couple of years now. We good. Let's get this guy going right here. And while AI is at 10 right now, let's get this guy going right here. That's all I'm gonna say. And fuck this guy right here. Fuck this guy right here. And damn sure fuck this guy right here. And this guy right here. NFC running backs, what they look like over there. Najee Harris is the man over here. I think Najee Harris is saying, look, bro, let's just call it what it is. I know Walker's been the guy for years, bro, but he ain't better than me. I really think he feel that way. At the same time, I think young Ray like, man, knock it off. Walker. You see what I did to the Ravens defense with him. Tony Dorsett stepping up right now. When you get an active D West, he asked 4 and 5, but he active enough to have Tony Dorsett at 3 right now. Saquon Barkley at 4, MJ Vick at 5, and I would love to see MJ Vick higher on this list because I think he deserves it. She is that guy. I don't think Falk should be out here flirting with 9 carries a game because you ain't gonna get 140 yards on everybody on 9 carries, bro. So you're gonna have a 26 carry game to better get you a $180 and shit like that. Get it done, yo. Stop playing. That's all I'm gonna say. DeAndre Swift, Marshall Falk. Marshall Falk broke an 89-yarder on me. How 3 people just fell from the snap. Go. 3 niggas just fell. He just took that shit right around. Fuck Marshall Falk. Anyway, your top 5 running backs are who they are. Wide receivers now. Calvin is at 1. Robert Brown, Ricky Newman, Isaac Bruce, Maurice Teller. I told y'all to come get Maurice Teller. Y'all just keep letting the rich get richer. Let's slide down the receiver room a little bit. JoJo, Early, Rondell Moore, Drake London, and Jose Logan. All right, that's 10. Calvin is balling out of his mind. Robert get all the damn attempts and snaps. They get all the production thrown at him. Newman is the receiver over there that catches the ball when you can't stop. When you stopping a running back, he gonna throw him the ball. Simple as that. Isaac Bruce is the number 1 receiver, and that retarded ass receiving room the fucking Rams got over there. And then Maurice Teller comes over here off a 1st-round pick, and right now he's putting in work. And every time he make a play, he's laughing at Atlanta like, you should have came and got him. JoJo Galloway is JoJo Galloway. Dog. He's been a dog since day one. Early Bird been a dog since day one. Rondell Moore has been a dog since day one. Drake London is a mismatch problem every time he's on the field. Anytime he's 20 yards or going in. And then Jose Logan, who the fuck is that? The Wolverine? We don't know. We don't know who he is. But in the AFC, nobody's messing with Taekwon World, right? Foe in them, Taekwon World. I know Foe know what I'm talking about, all his damn Foe names and shit on that Chicago shit. But yeah, Taekwon World. Thornton is the dog. He get a lot of production, and you know he getting the football, and you still can't stop it. DK Metcalf found a new home and realized that he can run more routes and just go routes. So he's enjoying life in Las Vegas right now. George Pickens has been on the top of this list for a long time now. It's been about 3 or 4 seasons straight where George Pickens has been showing he's the number one receiver in Steeler Nation. Jarrett Wilson is first time guy up here. Young rookie Jawan Hudson. I told you as the season get going, he start playing some of them teams that, you know, that he been playing is the reason why he's sitting at 5. And don't get it fucked up. Any receiver he want to make good, he gonna make him good. That's the one gift Foe has that I really, really respect, bro. The boy can throw the football to a guy he want to get going, and this is the next one up. I'm still waiting for him to put it all together where you know have outstanding like receivers. But where's Work at? Is he on this list? No. Why Work ain't on this list after having down there 4,000 yard season? Hudson there, Hollywood Brown is there. So now we're looking at two Raiders that played for two other teams, uh, and did really well for those teams, and now on one team really getting it done together. Calvin Austin the third, we know what here about. DJ Moore found a home. Simple as that. And
Waddle
the
should be on
Patriots
the
is using
list.
him in the worst way. Elijah Moore, another Jet, and then my boy Jalen Waddle. It's been a long time coming for me to see Jalen Waddle up here, but he's getting Tyreek plays now, which is typical Hoodie. How he used them the way he used the team the way he wanted to use the team. Simple as that. So we like the receiver room. I just showed 10 on both sides. What 10 are better? That's up for the world to debate, right? But we like what we got over here though. But I'm not gonna sit here and say we better than the NFC at the receiver position. All right, Quentin Nelson, Cole Strange, Adrian Carter, top 3. You got Swinton from the Jaguars and then Stuber for the Patriots. They go your top 5 offensive linemen racing for the award in the NFC. You're going to have the same race, but you got Charles Cross, you got Brian Kirkpatrick, you got Brett Millard, Tristan Wirth. Why you seeing all Bucks up here and Pat Frazier sitting at 5? They be offensive line race right there at the ends. Mark Barlow, that nigga. Montez Sweat, that guy. Deion Cannon having a breakout year. Broderick Peterson having a breakout year. Cameron Thomas been doing it for years. Micah Parsons is playing DN and solely DN now. That's why you're seeing him at 6. And we're not going past the 5 because a lot of these guys are vets. AFC, the pass rushers are as follows. Jermaine Johnson at 1. Dolph Owe at 2. He barely even playing. But anyway, Daryl Goldsberry for the Bills at 3. Otis Gaines at 4. Raheem Wynn at 5. They get top 5 in the AFC when it comes down to the defensive line. At the linebacker level, Crosby getting to the quarterback. Telfair getting to the quarterback. Deontay Jarrett getting to the quarterback. Pinch Dog 0. Steven Roten balling all the way around the board. And at 5, you got JOK. Okay. Hero. Shout out to Hero Burgers. That's what's up. NFC linebackers are as follow. Barno getting to the quarterback. Kieron Dawkins getting to everybody. Isaiah Simmons is starting to look like the Isaiah Simmons we wanted to see from early on, where he had 100 interceptions and things like that. Now he's starting to look like that guy where he's, give me that, taking shit to the crib. Derek Harbor, do everything for him at linebacker. Boom, always got linebackers balling. Baron Browning for the Saints, sitting at 5. They get top 5 linebackers in the NFC. I already showed the AFC linebackers, so let's go look at the DBs. Otis O'Neal Scott, you got Charles Woodson Jr., Tyrone Elam back doing what he was doing, Marcus Bynes sitting at 4, and then Andrew Nick. Don't play with the Colts, bro. They got guys up here and they balling right now. NFC DBs are as follow. Petey Jones, safety. Victor Graham, safety. Khalid Williams, safety. Mitch Bryant, don't know if he played corner or safety, but he back there. I knew Cherry played corner, and he's your top 5. There you go. All right. Before I go to the stats and get out of here, let's go to the NFL records and see what's going on over here. Let's go look at not career, but games. All right. Hero Burgers with Gibson in 2025 had a 736-yard game. Foe had a 718 game in 26. Looked like that just happened. Murray had 23 had a 688 game. Broncos did it again, 658. All right. Cardinals, Murray, Lance did something this year. So that was all last year. Shit, this is 2027. So Foe got to 658. But the leader is Gibson, 736 yards in one game. Passing touchdowns in the game, Gibson had 11. Allen had 9. Foe had 9 twice. Murray had 9. Coverage had 9. Ritter had 9. Sharp had 9, Murray had 9, Pickett had 9, a whole bunch of 9s. But the guy that holds that mark twice, Gibson, and he's looking for a quarterback though. Make it make sense. Rushing yards in a game. Najee Harris in 2026 had a 508-yard game. Hey rookie, this year. Hey rookie, for 403 yards. All these dog running backs that have been in the league all this time, and you got the guy that don't even start for the Baltimore Ravens with a 403-yard game, plus 100 in that same game receiving. Walker up there. So we're going to talk about 508. Nobody's breaking that. That's ridiculous. I want to know how many fucking carries he had. Rushing touchdowns. Nash. This guy name has changed. Nasir Dell now 8 in the game. Najee had 8 last year. And that's that. All right, tied for 8. Receiving yards in the game. Nobody's going to break this. 585. Work did it 1, 2, not 1, 2, but 3 times, even 4. So he holds the record 4 times before anybody else is going to get to it. Don't be surprised if Robert Brown for the Philadelphia Eagles break one of these records. That's all I'm going to say. The guys that's in the league that I think could break this record are Tyquan World, and he's already down here showing at 378. I think JoJo Galloway got the potential to break it if he decides to give him that type of game. But I think Thornton can break it, and we got a guy that's not on his list that will break it, in my opinion, is Robert Brown. All he needs is to get to that team that he can break it on is over with. Like if he gets to the same game Foe had at 585, that shit broke. Receiving touchdowns, Virgil. What happened to Virgil? He scored 7 twice in the season. Then the tight end had 7 in the season in 2024. Then he had 6 in 2024. So don't think he can't. Look, when he want to get a guy going, he get him going. Simple as that. Now, will we see 7 touchdowns broken? It's possible in our league. It's possible. Catches in the season. This is a hard record. So if anybody's on this list, kudos. Cameron did it in 26, 21 tied for first. Virgil down here in 22. His first year, he had 28 catch performance. That's solid, though. Really solid. All right, defensive sacks. Still, nobody's beating Coleman. He had 9. Crosby had 8. They both did that in the same season, a week apart. I remember that. This the sack game Barno just had, what he, CPU type of shit, but he's there. 8, and then you got a whole bunch of 7s. 1990, rest in peace, Derek Thomas. Oweh had a 7 sack performance in 23. Crosby had a 7 performance in 25. Jets in 27. Johnson had a 7 sack performance. That's solid as hell. All right, so do I think 9 can be broken? I think 9 is broken. If you play on a computer, you could probably do it. What I like about this is this was a regular game. This wasn't no computer games, these two guys. All right, Anthits in one game. Palomalu had a 6, and Raiders did it twice. That's that pressure pipe, bust pipes. You know what I'm saying? When you sending that shit, you throwing them shits up, getting out of sack. 6 picks in one game by 2 guys on the same team, 2027. So they just did it this year. I don't know who he played, but they just did it this year. 2 different Raiders did it this year. It's crazy. All right, that's end game shit. Now let's look at the season shit. Passing yards. Can Kyler Murray get caught? I think if anybody catches him, it would be right here. Air Force Cub. I think Air Force Cub can do it. But right now, that record has been held since 2023. Solid. Wasn't that far off. I mean, Kai Fo literally was 1 yard, 7 yards away from breaking it. Ain't bad. All right, pass touchdowns in the season, 90. Can this be topped? That's going to be hard. Again, if it happens, the person that's going to do it, in my opinion, will be Mike Cubbage. But that's not real easy to do. Throw 90 touchdown passes in a season, bro. Rushing yards in a season. Can anybody top 2,593? Yes. The same person that got the 2,693. Kenneth Walker can break it. I think Israel won't come close to breaking it now that he has a backfield mate that he has. That shit's over. Do I think he could have broke it? Yes. I think the guys that's on this list right now could break it. Again, you see me saying Walker can break it himself. because he's up there 3 times. But I don't know. I think this record might be held for a little bit. Not too. I don't know, man. I think Snake might have an opportunity at some point with Najee to get to that. He's on pace now. He will have to finish with like 230 yards, maybe 100, 180 to 200 yards a game. Can he do it? I don't know. If he get a big performance where he get a 300-400 yard game, he can possibly do it. All right, rushing touchdowns, 38. I think this can be broken. But it's been held for 2 years now, so it hasn't been broken yet. But I do think it could be broken. Who? I don't know. Receiving yards in the season, I don't think nobody's breaking that. And if they do break it, it would be Robert Brown, the rookie on the Eagles team, will do it if he's going to break that. If anybody breaks that, he's going to do it. But I don't see it being broke at all. In 2025, we had a receiver that had 4,424 yards. And that same year, we had a receiver with 3,239 yards. Think about that. Solid. All right, receiving touchdowns. Thornton with 39. This can be broke. Um, this can be broke. But before he did it in 25, Virgil still had that thing from 22 to 25 for the most part. So, but I do think this can be broke. I think 39 touchdown. In fact, where's he at? Um, He's not on here right now. They're not recording it right now. I honestly think this might be broken this year. Catches. That's going to be hard to do. 163 in one season. I don't know if that's going to be broken. I think Harrelberg is going to hold this thing down for a little bit. Defensive sacks. Adolphe Owe 44. I don't think this is going to be broke. I don't think we're going to see nobody with that many sacks because the sack total are down now. Like guys are, sack totals are down now. We barely got people with 20 sacks already, and we in week 11. And I think the sack numbers are down because the lines got better. So I don't see this being broken no time soon. Not saying I don't think it's going to be broken. No, I don't. I don't think it's going to be broken. 44 sacks in one season in 2023. He's going to hold that thing for a while now. It's already been held for 4 years. INTs, 24. I do think this will be broken. It came close. One game away from it. One pick away from doing it at 26. Armour Davis, 24. Boykins had 20. It was close. This can be broken, but I don't know how fast it can be broken. Like, it's not going to be easy. I think Palomalo is really going to hold on to this for a little bit, but it could be broken. All right, passing yards, we did that already. We're not going to look at career shit at all. That's all I wanted to see over there. Now, let's see who's doing what in the yards category right now. Your top 5 quarterback in passing yards right now: Mike Cubbins, Trey Lance, Kyler Murray, Clemens, and Herbert are your top 5 quarterbacks passing yards right now. When it comes down to passing touchdowns right now, Mike Cubbins with 48, Kyler Murray right there behind him with 47, 40 for Trey Lance, 40 for Patrick Mahomes. He's 4. Hurts is 5 on this list with 35. Okay, Hurts, but he got 46 picks though. It's not looking too shabby over here, cuz. What are we doing? Rushing carries right now. You know who got that? By damn near 100. 223 right now. Let's go look at the yards, get it over with. 1484, 1434, and 1072. There you go, your top 3. Teller about to be 1,000 yards. Swift about to be 1,000 yards. And your boy Marshawn Lynch balling right now, too. Touchdowns right now goes to Najee Harris with 20. Dale with 17. Walker with 16. Ty will come in 16. And then Dorsett 14 by himself. Bus Bet is up there, too, with 13 touchdowns on the ground. Let's look at the guy that went to New Homes. Ingram, 12. You got Mark Allen with 11. Marshall Faulk with 10. That's what's up. The Rams running the ball a little bit. Zeus White with 10. Israel with 9. Swift with 8. And CJ with 8. So imagine those all touchdowns, 9 and 8. Let's do the math. We be fucking with y'all niggas up here right now. Right now. Not now, but right now. All right, receivers, catches right now. Who leading the league in catches? You're looking at Metcalf with 74, 66 from Cameron Thornton with 65, Pitts with 62, and then Robert Brown with 58, tied with E. Moore. Yards. We already got a 2,000-yard receiver. I don't know. There's 11 games left, so should we be paying attention to that receiver yards award? held by Ward, Harvin Ward. I mean, there's 7 games left. He already got 2,000. I don't know. Metcalf was 1771. Robert was 1658. Newman with 1158. Calvin Johnson with 1061. They get top 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure. Touchdowns, 26 from Calvin. All right. Can that touchdown record be broken? I think it was 44 was the number. If y'all remember, was it 44 the number? 26, 23. Pay attention. They the 2 guys you pay attention to. Thornton and Johnson, 26 and 23. Robert Brown with 19, DK Metcalf 16, Newman with 12. Then you got 11 from Teller, Pickens, Hollywood, Isaac, Likely, Alston, all got 11. Yes, you. You want to show pancakes? That's torture. All right, tackles right now. Nobody doing it better than Dale Mazer or Messer, right? 80 of them things. My tackle for loss guys, 24 from Telfair, 24 from Cannon, 23 Wheaton, 22 Crosby, 22 Barno, 22 20 Club, 20 Club, 20 Club. Now, let's make sure we ain't missing nobody. Again, 24, 23, 22, 20, 20, 19. No, we ain't missing nobody. NFC, how about the NFC? 24, 22, 22, 20, 20, 19. 19, 19. So Broderick Peterson 19, Donald 19. This motherfucker, this is the new Donald. Y'all see what I'm talking about soon. Deshaun Ware, Pat Falk, Montez Sweat. Now let's put it all together and see that we miss anybody from the 2020 club. 24, 24, 23, 22, 22, 22, 20, 20, 20. 19, 19, 19, 19, 19. So everybody on her, 19. I think everybody on her. All right, that was the sacks. Let's go sacks. 19 and a half, 15 and a half, 14 and a half, 14 and a half, 14, 13, 13, 13, 12 and a half, 12, 12, 11 and a half, 11 and a half, 11, 11, 10. Only 110, and then you got the 9 club. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 players with double-digit sacks, INTs right now. 10 from Marquise Bynes, second-year ran cornerback. 10 from Elam, the safety, who led the league in interceptions last year. Woodson with 10. O'Neal Scott with 10. So yeah, you get double-digit INT guys. We got 4 right now in week 11. Those sack numbers are down. Definitely are down right now. All right, deflections. Who batting shit down? Reed Blankenship, Hankins, Cisco, Farley. All right, Simmons, and then Peyton. All right, cool. Forced fumbles. Who's shitting like that? 3 from Barno, Jason 2. All right, from recoveries, 2 from Patty Queen, and then touchdowns. 4 from Johnny Mills. Stay balling. All right, Elam, Petey Jones, Channing Tyndale, all got 3. All right, fellas, way to work with me. Phil, y'all. We holler at y'all tomorrow. Let's look at the schedule before we get out of here. Who play who? Look at some of these matchups. We got any dog matchups? Cowboys, Dolphins. Big game for both teams. Big game. Not a must-see game, but big games. Dolphins 500. Cowboys 1 game under 500. Huge implications for playoff spots right now. Bengals, Vikings, must-win game for the Bengals. The Bengals have 4 losses on the year. They're 1 game above 500. They're playing really good football right now. They have to beat the Vikings on the road. They got to travel to Minnesota and handle that win because the schedules are tough. I don't know what part of the schedule they are in, but I know what part of the schedule I'm in. So it's not a safe lead with us having 2 wins right now. 2 losses right now, and the next team closest to us is the Bengals. The schedule permits games to be lost, potential losses. So we shall see. But the Bengals, for them to be a playoff team this year, and I think they were, a couple of games they gave up at the end. Not saying he gave up, but like he just gave the games up. Like he had to take forced losses in those games at the end. Where if he played them, we might not have been seeing the Dolphins in the Super Bowl because this team would have been a 7th seed. So I think they want to make the playoffs this year. So I'm telling you how important this game is. You gotta go into Minnesota and win that game. Panthers Eagles. This is a must-win game for the Philadelphia Eagles. And quiet is kept. This is a rival game. This is a game that the Eagles. I know who my boy Boone is. The Eagles is going to have a problem, and that problem is fuck the Panthers. They in the way, and I think they need to win this game to get over 500 to keep their playoff hopes alive. Jaguars Titans. I think this is my game to see. If I was picking them, you know what? I'm gonna give guys the opportunity to pick their winner on this game. Um, what I will do because it's late. You got till 7:30 to pick your winner. But you got a screenshot that you watched the video. Um, yeah, screenshot that you watched the video and send your pick to Max. But this is our pick'em game. Jaguars Titans. Jaguars on the road. They're gonna have to broadcast this game. I want to see if Farley Gumby could continue the stretch he had in the last couple of games where he balled out. So I want to see what's going to happen in this game. I think this is a clutch game. Without looking at the records right now, I think the Jaguars are still fighting to be able to make the playoffs in that division over there. And I think they got to be able to win this type of game if they're going to do that. And I think the Titans have been taking a step forward. So in my opinion, I think the Titans are, looking to change some of the narrative in the AFC South. Giants, Falcons, Browns, Ravens, Lions, Chiefs, Patriots, Jets could be a tune-in game. This is one of those check-in games, like, wait for the ticker at the bottom of the screen to show you the score. When it comes down to the Patriots, Jets. Steelers, Seahawks, huge implications for both teams. Steelers are 2 games under 500. Seahawks are 2 games under 500. They're playing at the 12th man. They usually do a good job when that fan base is snapping and the 12th man. Steelers are at 500 right now. If these guys want to be taken serious this year and make a playoff push, this is the first stepping stone of that playoff push. Chargers, Broncos.
Jets beat Pats last game, right?
Here's my opinion about this game. I think the Broncos need to try in some way, form, or fashion to beat the Chargers. Like you over, my boy. Like, yeah, I better go out here and beat everybody. You done beat Falk, you beat me. You done beat everybody but the Chargers. So, in my opinion, if you want to take that next step, this is the game you got to go win. So, this is another ticker game. Tune in, see what happened by second quarter. And if this is a ball game in the second quarter, tune into it. If it's not, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Texans, Bills. I'm rooting on the Bills this game. Cardinals, 49ers. I would say this could be a good game because Drew plays Falk a little different than he played most of the guys in the league. So I think this game could be a tricky game because if Falk is frustrated on how Drew's playing, then he might, have Kyler Murray resort back to the Kyler Murray that he doesn't like, which is the Kyler Murray that force shit all over the field and throw picks. Bucks, Colts. Big time game for the Bucks. Big time game for the Colts. The Colts have to be able to show that they can win some of these top team games outside of their division. And so this is important for the Colts, but the Bucks they need to be able to find a way to close the gap and continue that gap close because they're at this point with the Panthers with no losses right now and 7 games left. The Bucks need to make sure they secure a playoff spot with that being the second team in their division. Rams, Bears, very important must-see game. And this is another pick'em game. Yes, that pick'em comes with a gift. Get it right, get a gift. Simple as that. And here's why this game is important. This is for the playoffs for the Bears, period. Playoff. This is a playoff game for the Bears. They either win to get in or they lose and kill their hopes even more. But the Rams can't come off of beating the Ravens and then go out there and don't even play the game or even lose the game. They got to better show who they are. 6-3, everything's in front of you. You could be one of those teams that knock some of these teams out the playoffs just by being 6-3 and winning the games you should win. Like you can't go coach a great game like that and then come back and don't get the game played or don't win the ball game. So this is a pick'em game for me, and I think the pressure is on both teams just equally. So I like this game as a pick'em game. So again, make sure you hit that like button and take a screenshot that you watch the video, send it to Max. Send your picks to Max. You got till 7:30 to do it. Commanders, Saints. Commanders coming off a big win in Miami, so they gotta better do the same thing in New Orleans. Big time win. So I think the Commanders, they didn't get off to a good start. But the good thing about that is it's a not a good start. How you finish is going to determine everything right now. Do the Commanders still win his division? Because again, they have a great year and then they followed up with not even making the playoffs. They got to change that narrative. Simple as that. Like, come on, let's get to the playoffs 2 years in a row. And simply get there. Simple as that. So I don't think this is a watch game. This is another check-in game, but the games to watch are the Rams, Bears, Jaguars, Titans. Other than that, and hits the franchise guru. Holla at y'all when we holla at y'all here.